bubbles make water more fun. I find a little crackle and pop inspires me to drink more water throughout the day.
My old SodaStream seems like it's becoming less effective after about 10 years of use, so I was curious about what's new from SodaStream.
In this review, I'll try out the new SodaStream Art to see how well it carbonates water, what else it can or can't do, and I'll also take a look at the design and the new Quick Connect cylinder technology. I'll also let you know I think there's one major flaw in this device that you'll want to be aware of before you buy.
I'll wrap things up with both the pros and the cons, and I'll let you know if I think I can recommend this machine to you.
Inside the box, you get the SodaStream Art plus a starter carbonation canister and a bottle. Unlike previous models from SodaStream, a dishwasher-friendly 1-liter bottle is included this time, although technically the capacity is only 840 milliliters to allow for the carbonation.
You can also use smaller or to-go bottles as well.
The very first thing I noticed is that the machine is made entirely of lightweight plastic. It feels really light and, if I'm being honest, really cheap and hollow, like a knock with something will snap it. My old SodaStream was part plastic and part aluminum, and it's been a tank in my kitchen.
I'm actually disappointed in the build, but I think the design does keep true to the slim and sleeker looks that many SodaStreams are known for.
The Art is a little more utilitarian than something like an Arky carbonator, but not as juvenile looking maybe as, say, a Sparkle. The lever on the side of this model adds that retro vibe, like I said, and it also makes it really easy to carbonate your drink. SodaStream Art doesn't need power to function either, which is a huge plus in my kitchen. SodaStream Art uses the Quick Connect cylinder, like I mentioned, which is meant to be an improvement over previous SodaStream carbonator canisters, which needed you to screw them in tightly.
Since it's part of the setup, I'll cover this off right now.
To use the Quick Connect canister, you'll pop the rear cover off your SodaStream machine, then lift the lever. Slide the carbon dioxide bottle with its flared neck into the slot and then close the lever. If you have old SodaStream cylinders, take note they will absolutely not work with this model, a compromise to be made for a far simpler mechanism, which is likely going to become the standard in the future. There's little fuss when it comes to the operation. SodaStream recommends cold water for best results, and it will work with different types of water like filtered or distilled. To use it, hook the bottle under the carbonator nozzle, then push that nozzle backward until it locks. The lever does maneuver easily. You'll pull it down for about 1 second at a time, and each lever pull adds a shot of carbonation to the water, so the amount of carbonation is easy to control. Now, SodaStream says 3 pulls on the lever will give you standard carbonation, while 5 pulls will give you a high carbonation level. If you know how much fizz you want to add, you can also just hold the lever down until you get to your perfect level of carbonation.
Okay, so to an important question, which is how does the water taste? I can tell you that the water quality depends a lot on the water that you're using with your machine. If you have crappy tasting water going in, your sparkling water isn't going to be much better. For that reason, I prefer to use filter water in my SodaStream. Now, I really like a fizzy drink, so my preferred setting was on the higher carbonation level. I found the machine did make quick work of carbonating my water, and it was extremely easy to use. Yep, awesome.
Depending on how many times you pull the lever, one gas cylinder should last between 4 to 6 weeks. SodaStream says that each canister is suitable for carbonating about 60 liters of water in total.
One question I get asked about SodaStream a lot is, can I carbonate tea or juice or wine in a SodaStream? Unfortunately, for some beverage lovers out there, only water should be carbonated in a SodaStream, and that's according to the manufacturer. The money-back guarantee and the warranty are both invalidated if you try carbonating any liquid other than water in your sparkling water maker. Now, with that said, if you search Google for what else can I carbonate with a SodaStream, you will get a lot of information. Now, because this machine was on loan to me, I didn't try carbonating any other drinks. Now, if you do want a beverage maker that can handle different types of liquids, I can highly recommend you look into the Sparkle water carbonator, which I reviewed here on the channel. A quick comparison here on this machine versus something like the Arky Carbonator 3 or a Sparkle water carbonator. This machine is extremely similar to something like an Arky or Arc in that it operates without any power and with a simple lever design. I'd say the water carbonation result is pretty much identical. Now, if you compare this machine to something like a Sparkle machine, both the SodaStream and the Arky machine are completely different beasts from Sparkle. That's because Sparkle uses citric acid and baking soda in a separate chamber from your water to create carbon dioxide gas, which is then funneled into the bottle. The citric acid taste does permeate the gas a little bit, giving the water a slightly citrusy taste, but the bubbles seem like they're a bit softer, perhaps. You can check out my full reviews of both the Arky Carbonator 3 and the Sparkle machine right here on my channel.
Like almost every other SodaStream I've tried, the noise required for carbonation is noticeable but not unbearable. It does make a loud whistling and squealing sound, but it doesn't last long.
Hey, a quick aside here since you're still watching. If you're enjoying this video or finding it helpful, consider passing on a super thanks or using one to ask your question or to request a new type of seltzer machine review. I put over 5 hours of testing and producing, shooting, editing, and more into this video, and your thanks will help me keep the blog and the YouTube channel running and maybe get to some of those reviews you've been looking for. Overall, the SodaStream art does seem like it's placed on the higher end of the Watermaker chart, though maybe not at the top. What it does offer in comparison to cheaper alternatives is the simple no-nonsense mechanism. There's a 2-year warranty and it's got that SodaStream brand name. It's also kind of future-proof within SodaStream's product line since future carbonation cylinders are going to have that quick connect technology, so you probably don't need to worry about finding cylinders and getting your fizz fix in the future. The combination of nice looking design, easy to use, effective carbonation, and some sustainability features do also make it a good addition to your kitchen. So what are the downsides? The biggest knock on this particular model for me is actually the knock. It's that 100% plastic construction. I do have questions about its longevity over time, questions I'm not going to get answered here in a short-term video review. I also think the price is a little high for the flimsy materials they've used here. It's also made for use only with water, which some folks might find a downside. It won't matter to others. Even so, I do think this is a pretty good machine that does its job well. I can definitely recommend it to you if you're looking for an at-home water carbonation device. The SodaStream art sells for about $195 US or about $239 Canadian, and you can get yours, as I got mine, from Amazon. You can see those reviews I was talking about earlier for the Arky Carbonator 3 and the Sparkle Water Maker right now.